Television Dude here, and hopefully I have enough batteries to do this video. I was really running low, and I even had to recharge it just for a few minutes because I want to do this tag now, not another day, because I got everything already set out here. So hopefully I can make it through this. This is the collector's tag, started by, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, Tweirup, Tweirup. And there's also some bonus questions. If I have time, I'll get to them. But let's get started. I believe the basic question is, what do you collect besides video games? And show them off as well. I collect all kinds of things. I also collect these Garfield books. I have 1 through 36. 1 through 12 I've owned since I was a kid. They're not in good shape whatsoever. And I probably, since I get, and the rest of them I got all from the bookstore for $2 a piece. I probably could replace 1 through 12 from the bookstore as well, because I believe they have them all. I also collect DVDs. I already did my DVD collection video, so if you want to see my DVD collection, I did a video for that. I collect, I used to collect Garbage Pail Kids when I was a kid. Wouldn't mind collecting them again. I already did a video for that. I collect CDs. I don't have a video for that one yet, but maybe someday I'll do a collection of my CDs. And I also, I don't collect them really anymore, but I collect comic books. I have bought some recently, but the ones I bought recently from the Science Fiction Book Club. I joined a book club, and they got all kinds of comic book stuff. And a few of these I've owned since I was a kid. I'm not going to show my whole collection because they're deep in my closet. Boxes of comic books. Some, I don't own them all of them anymore because some got sold. It's a sad story that I'll tell someday, but I had to sell all my comic books and start over from scratch. But we won't get into that right now. I'm just going to show you some of my trade paperbacks and some of the cool books that I got from the Science Fiction Book Club. First, Seduction of the Gun, Batman. Bad lighting in here. This is like do with maybe drugs, guns, and stuff. And I heard a story recently about this actually got good press. That people actually used this in some legislative some kind of legislative thing to get stop with gun control and stuff. They actually used this comic for that. I heard some story. It was pretty cool. I'm not saying anything correctly. I know I'm not. That's okay. Batman Houdini, which is part of the Elseworlds, which changes history and stuff. I believe that is like if Batman was around the time of Houdini. Here is Batman Legends of the Dark Knight Halloween special. Ain't that a very cool picture there. Still not showing up very well with the bad lighting in here. This is Stan Lee's Superman. This is actually not a trade paperback, but I just didn't put it away yet. I guess if Stan Lee did Superman. It was actually not bad. A little different, but not bad. I don't know if he did any more of those because I haven't bought any comic books in years, really. Superman Speeding Bullets. This may be one of my favorite ones I've ever read. This is if Superman, when he crashed to Earth, instead of being raised by the Kents, he actually crashed in Gotham and was raised by Bruce Wayne's parents, who died. And if Superman had dark powers instead. Very cool. Very cool. Spawn Batman. I need to go through these a little quicker, don't I? That was just a one-up, I think. What do you call them? Another Spawn Batman. One was done by DC, one was done by Image. I don't even remember if they were any good. Punisher Batman. Let's see. Batman Run, Riddler Run. I think all the ones I've showed so far I had since I was a kid. Not as a kid, but since the 90s anyway. Batman and Darkest Night. What if Batman had Green Lantern's power. This is Batman versus Predator. This one I got from the Science Fiction Book Club. Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. This is the trade paperback version of the individual comics. Pretty cool. It's done by Frank Miller, real famous. This one was pretty cool too. Batman, the Blue, the Gray, and the Bat. This is like if Batman was around the time of the Civil War, and they even have a little part with Abraham Lincoln in there. It's pretty cool. This is Spider-Man Maximum. I thought it was Maximum. I'm thinking of the video game. Spider-Man Carnage. This like re-shows certain issues of that series in the comic books of when Carnage first came to be. Ooh. Chasing Dogma. This is a Kevin Smith comic. I do have some Kevin Smith comics. They're second prints though instead of first prints. My batteries are really running low. I better go a little quicker. Another one from the bookstore, Project Superheroes. I think I read it and it was pretty good. Some of these I have not read yet. Here's Batman R.I.P. I think all of these are going to be coming from the bookstore. Thor Visionaries. Not the bookstore, with the book club. Kingdom Come. Crisis on Infinite Earths. Watchmen, which I have not read yet, but I watched the movie. Batman Vampire, Tales of Multiverse. Oh, here's a cool one. Let me back up here. Let me get some room in here. This is Batman Manga, or Bat Manga. This is like, they actually did some Batman comics in Japan back in the day. And there's actually a hardcover edition of this too, but I got the soft cover. This is like manga stories, and you read it in reverse. You start from the back and go forward. It's pretty. I have not really looked at it yet because I have too much stuff and I can't read it all. This is called Kirby, King of Comics. This is a story about Jack Kirby. It's a pretty big book too. Ooh, Marvel Chronicles. There's actually a box with this too. This actually shows some, I think it's Marvel Chronicle year by year. I don't have no room to open it, but it pretty much does the story of Marvel year by year. The 50s, the 60s, 63, and year by year of Marvel timeline, which is very cool. This is the Marvel Encyclopedia, 2nd edition, updated and expanded. Pretty much encyclopedia of anything to do with Marvel. Pretty much all the, almost all the characters. They don't go into complete detail, but a few of them they do go into more extensive detail, like the more popular ones, like Spider-Man and stuff, X-Men. And I have the DC Encyclopedia, updated and expanded. Once again, pretty much the same deal. Yeah, I got all these from the Science Fiction Book Club. This was part of my introductory package, so I didn't pay much for the bigger giant books that weigh a ton. I didn't pay much for those at all. So I think I did a pretty good job with the book club. I just had to buy a few books at regular club price, and I tried not to go too overboard. Here's just some price guides that I had. This is probably my favorite looking one because it's got an old Batman picture on it. Overstreet price guide. And I have an old one from when I collected back in the 90s. This is a 23rd edition. I don't know which edition this was. I don't know if it says 31st edition. So that's how in between I was collecting then when I first started, then when I started collecting again. But I don't really collect comics individual anymore. I just buy these big trade paperbacks from the book club, like I said. But one of these days I'll get out some other collections. I collect a lot of stuff. Let's see, bonus questions that I don't have time for. Let's see. What system, retro or next gen, have you spent the most money on? On the system itself or the games? I didn't ask in detail about that. I don't know. I bought the Genesis brand new, but I didn't pay much more than $20 for it probably. Maybe the PS2 may have cost the most. Maybe the GameCube cost the most. I don't really have an answer for that. Even with games, I don't know. I've spent a lot of money just recently, and I don't know. I really don't have a complete answer for that one just yet. Would you say gaming or video game collecting? Would you say gaming in general or video game collecting is an addiction? Yes, very much so. It is an addiction, and I can't stop. Do you think Sega should come out with a new system? What do you think it should be called, and what do you think it should look like? Yes, they should come out with a new system, because the Dreamcast should have been out on the market longer. They did a good job with that one. I'm running out of time, so I don't know what it should be called and what it should look like. Maybe it should look like the head of Sonic. A Sonic head on top of a game console. That's my answer. Thanks for watching.